Imagine this: one simple move, no equipment, no noise, no jumping. And yet it can transform the way your body feels, looks, and even ages. Sounds impossible, right? But for centuries, martial artists, monks, and longevity experts have sworn by a position so simple it almost looks like doing nothing. It's called the horse stance, a slow, grounded posture that builds strength, balance, and inner calm all at once. And here's the surprising part. New studies are showing that this ancient move activates some of the deepest muscles in your body, the same ones responsible for protecting your joints, stabilizing your posture, and even improving blood circulation. When you stand in this position, something changes. Your legs start to shake, your breathing deepens, and your mind begins to quiet down. That's not weakness. That's your body waking up again. Because after 50, most people lose not just muscle, they lose connection. The connection between brain and body, between movement and stability, between effort and awareness. The horse stance brings that back. You don't need heavy weights or fancy gyms. You don't even need 30 minutes. Just 2 minutes a day, every day. 2 minutes of stillness that strengthen your legs, your balance, and your willpower. In this video, we're going to explore what really happens when you do the horse stance every day, how it reshapes your muscles, trains your focus, and slows down the physical decline that most people think is inevitable after 50. By the end of this, you'll understand why this ancient posture isn't just an exercise, it's a test of patience, discipline, and quiet strength. So take a deep breath and get ready to discover how 2 minutes of stillness could become the most powerful habit of your life. If you've ever stood up from a chair and felt your knees wobble, or noticed that stairs feel steeper than they used to, that's not just aging. That's your body sending a signal. After 50, something subtle begins to happen inside all of us. We start losing muscle mass, not because we stop moving, but because the body becomes less efficient at rebuilding what's lost. Scientists call it sarcopenia, the gradual weakening of muscle fibers that affects balance, strength, and even confidence. And here's the thing. It doesn't just affect your legs, it affects how your heart pumps, how your blood flows, and how stable you feel when you walk, climb, or even turn around. But what's truly fascinating is that the decline doesn't happen evenly. The muscles in your thighs and hips, the ones that keep you upright, are the first to weaken, which is why losing balance becomes one of the earliest signs of aging. The good news? Your body can rebuild that stability faster than you think. The secret isn't speed or intensity, it's control. Movements that slow you down, that force your body to hold, to breathe, to stay aware. Those are the ones that reverse the clock. That's exactly what the horse stance does. It trains the forgotten muscles, the small stabilizers around your hips, knees, and ankles, the deep core muscles that keep your spine steady, and even the postural muscles in your back that keep you standing tall. Think of it like waking up an old network, a communication line between your brain and your body that's been quiet for years. Every time you enter the horse stance, you're teaching your nervous system how to balance again, how to move without fear, how to trust your body. And that trust, that confidence in your own strength, is what truly separates aging from growing older with grace. If you're finding this information helpful so far, please take a moment to subscribe and join our community. Every week, we share practical, science-backed tips to help you stay strong, healthy, and independent, no matter your age. Now let's talk about what really happens inside your body when you practice the horse stance. This posture might look simple, but beneath the surface, it triggers one of the most powerful full-body activations you can get without moving an inch. The moment you lower your body into position, your quadriceps and hamstrings start working together like opposing cables, one controlling the descent, the other holding you up. Then the glute muscles fire up, stabilizing your hips and pelvis, the true center of your body's balance system. Meanwhile, deep within your core, small muscles called the transverse abdominis and multifidus switch on. These are the silent stabilizers that protect your spine, the same ones that weaken in most adults over 50. As the seconds pass, your breathing begins to change. You inhale deeper, your diaphragm expands, and your heart rate rises slightly. A subtle cardiovascular workout happening in stillness. That's the beauty of isometric training. As the seconds pass, your breathing begins to change. You inhale deeper, your diaphragm expands, and your heart rate rises slightly. A subtle cardiovascular workout happening in stillness. That's the beauty of isometric training. Instead of chasing motion, you create resistance within your own body. Studies from the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research show that isometric exercises, like holding a squat or plank, can increase strength by up to 15% in just 4 weeks, especially in stabilizing muscles that protect joints and improve coordination. But here's where the horse stance goes even further. It teaches the muscles to work in harmony. Your upper and lower body stop acting like separate systems and start functioning as one. Over time, this synchronization improves how you walk, how you climb stairs, even how quickly you react when you stumble. In fact, researchers studying Tai Chi practitioners, who use similar stances, found that they have significantly lower fall risk and better postural control than sedentary adults of the same age. The key isn't in moving fast, it's in being aware. Every second you hold the horse stance, you're teaching your body that control and strength don't come from aggression or speed, they come from stability. Your legs become your foundation, your breathing becomes your rhythm, and your focus becomes your fuel. And here's something remarkable. People who practice this daily report not only physical changes, stronger thighs, better posture, fewer aches, but also a sense of mental calm and groundedness that carries into everything they do. Because when you can stay still and powerful, your body learns the language of strength again. And once that happens, aging no longer feels like decline. It feels like mastery. Let's move to the center of your strength, your core. When most people think about core training, they imagine crunches or sit-ups. But true core strength isn't about how many times you can bend forward. It's about how well your body can stay upright and stable under pressure. Picture this. Your spine is like the mast of a ship, and your abdominal and back muscles are the ropes holding it steady. If those ropes loosen, even slightly, the mast begins to sway. That's exactly what happens to your body as you age. The stabilizing muscles around your spine, especially the multifidus, obliques, and transverse abdominis, lose tone, and small everyday movements start to feel harder. But here's the good news. This decline isn't inevitable. It's reversible if you train these muscles the right way. According to the American College of Sports Medicine, older adults who engage in controlled isometric core exercises improve balance and mobility by up to 30% in less than 12 weeks. And here's where our practice connects again. When you hold the horse stance and focus on your breathing, you're not just building leg strength, you're reawakening those deep stabilizers that protect your spine. Every slow exhale tightens the transverse abdominis like a natural corset. Every inhale allows your diaphragm to expand and reset the pressure in your abdomen. Over time, this coordination between breath and muscle creates what experts call intra-abdominal stability. It's the same mechanism used by martial artists and gymnasts to generate power safely. Now, imagine applying that same principle to everyday life. Bending to tie your shoes, carrying groceries, or getting up from a chair. Suddenly, those small movements no longer cause pain or stiffness. In fact, several studies published in the journals of gerontology found that older adults who trained their core through breathing-based exercises experienced fewer back problems and better walking endurance. And here's something even more fascinating. Researchers discovered that the core doesn't just affect strength, it also influences your brain. When your spine stays aligned, blood flow to the brain increases slightly, improving focus and even emotional stability. That's why so many people describe a calm, confident feeling after just a few weeks of training this way, because your posture affects your mood, your breathing affects your energy, and your movement affects your confidence. Think of it as reconnecting the brain and the body through tension and breath. You're not just preventing injury, you're building the foundation for a stronger, sharper version of yourself. So the next time you stand tall, take a slow breath in through your nose, feel your ribs expand, and imagine your spine lengthening upward. That's the signal your body needs to stay young. Let's talk about something that silently determines how long and how well you live: your circulation. Most people don't realize this, but every time you hold a stable position or move with control, your muscles become small pumps, pushing blood back toward the heart. When you practice something like the horse stance or any slow, grounded movement, your leg muscles compress and release rhythmically. This action helps the veins push oxygen-rich blood through your system, keeping your arteries clear and your heart efficient. According to the American Heart Association, muscle contractions in the lower body are one of the most effective natural aids for venous return, meaning your heart doesn't have to work as hard to circulate blood. And that's not all. Controlled breathing, the kind we discussed earlier, acts like a pressure regulator inside your chest. Every inhale slightly decreases pressure, allowing blood to flow freely into the heart, while every exhale strengthens the core and gently compresses the vessels, helping them stay flexible. Scientists from Harvard Medical School recently confirmed that deep diaphragmatic breathing can reduce resting blood pressure by up to 10 points in adults over 60 who practice it daily. Now, imagine combining that with the muscular engagement of isometric exercises. You're training your heart without even doing cardio. No running, no jumping, no impact. This is why traditional Asian disciplines like Tai Chi and Qigong have been linked to lower cardiovascular mortality in multiple studies. They work not because they burn calories fast, but because they improve blood flow efficiency and reduce inflammation. In fact, one long-term study published in the British Journal of Sports Medicine found that older adults who practiced low-intensity, mindful movements had arteries that were more elastic and responsive, almost like those of people 20 years younger. And that's what's truly powerful about this kind of movement. You're not just exercising, you're retraining your cardiovascular system to behave like it did decades ago. The results show up in subtle ways. You wake up feeling warmer, your legs stop swelling as much, your breathing becomes calmer, and your energy feels more stable throughout the day. Think of your body as a river. When the water flows freely, the entire ecosystem thrives. But when it stagnates, even slightly, everything downstream begins to decay. Movement and breath are the two forces that keep that river alive. So even if you only dedicate 10 minutes a day to slow, controlled exercises, you're already supporting one of the most important systems in your entire body. The goal isn't to push your heart harder, it's to help it move smarter. Each breath, each muscle contraction, each moment of balance, it's all a message to your body. Keep the blood moving, keep the life flowing. There's another reason these simple movements are so powerful. They don't just strengthen your body, they reignite your metabolism. As we age, one of the biggest challenges isn't lack of willpower. It's the gradual slowdown of metabolic efficiency. Our muscles become less sensitive to insulin, our cells absorb glucose more slowly, and energy begins to fade sooner in the day. But here's the remarkable part. Movement, even slow, gentle movement, can change that. You don't need high-intensity workouts or hours in the gym. You just need consistency and muscle engagement. Every time you engage your large muscle groups, your thighs, glutes, and core, your body releases enzymes that act like metabolic switches. One of them is called AMPK, the same enzyme activated by fasting and exercise. Studies published in Nature Metabolism show that stimulating AMPK through controlled muscle contraction improves how cells use glucose and fats for energy, reducing insulin resistance by as much as 25% in adults over 55. That means better blood sugar control, more stable energy, and less inflammation. And here's something few people realize. When your muscles are active, they absorb blood sugar directly, even without insulin. It's like opening extra doors in your body's energy system. The more you move, the more doors open. That's why even a few minutes of slow, mindful practice can help prevent the post-meal fatigue so many people experience. According to researchers from the University of Oregon, short bouts of low-intensity leg exercises after eating significantly reduce blood glucose spikes, not because you burn calories, but because your muscles keep absorbing sugar long after you stop moving. This is one of the reasons people who practice daily balance or isometric routines often report sleeping better, having fewer cravings, and feeling less bloated. It's not just about losing weight, it's about regaining control of your body's fuel system. Think of it this way. When you were younger, your body could handle a wider range of foods, and your energy felt stable all day. That wasn't luck. It was metabolic flexibility. And the key to restoring it isn't found in supplements or strict diets. It's found in movement. When your muscles move, your metabolism wakes up. When your metabolism wakes up, your entire system starts working in harmony again. So the next time you feel tired after a meal or sluggish during the afternoon, don't reach for more coffee. Stand up, shift your weight from side to side, or take a few controlled breaths while engaging your legs. You're not just moving your body, you're reigniting the engine that keeps your energy alive. Now, let's explore a side of movement that often goes unnoticed: the powerful connection between your body and your brain. Every time you move, breathe, or even hold balance, your brain receives thousands of messages from your muscles, joints, and heart. These signals keep your nervous system sharp. They train your brain to adapt, coordinate, and stay alert. In fact, neuroscientists call this process neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire and grow, even in later life. And here's the fascinating truth. Simple, controlled movement is one of the strongest triggers of neuroplasticity known to science. According to a study from the National Institute on Aging, older adults who practiced mindful movement for just 15 minutes a day showed measurable improvements in focus, reaction time, and memory retention, comparable to those of people 10 years younger. Why does this happen? Because physical stability requires mental presence. When you hold a position, like the horse stance, your brain must constantly monitor balance, breathing, and muscle tension. That continuous feedback loop keeps neural pathways active, especially those related to coordination and attention. And the benefits go beyond the brain itself. Controlled breathing activates the vagus nerve, the body's natural calming system, which lowers cortisol, reduces anxiety, and promotes a sense of inner peace. This is why so many people describe feeling lighter and more focused after slow, grounded exercises. You're not just training your muscles, you're teaching your brain how to stay calm under stress. A recent article in Frontiers in Psychology reported that breathing-centered movement practices can reduce symptoms of mild depression and anxiety by up to 30% while improving emotional resilience. And here's something beautiful to think about. When your mind and body start communicating more clearly, your outlook on life begins to shift. You become more patient, more aware, or more confident in your own strength. You stop seeing movement as something you have to do, and start seeing it as something that makes you feel alive. Because true health isn't just the absence of pain, it's the presence of energy, clarity, and peace. Every slow movement, every breath, every stance you hold is a signal to your brain. I'm here, I'm present, I'm still growing. And the most powerful part? This works at any age. No matter where you start, your body and brain are ready to rebuild that connection. One mindful movement at a time. You've just learned how something as simple as movement, when done with intention, can transform your body, your mind, and your future. We've seen how strength begins in stillness, how each breath restores balance, how the muscles of your legs, your core, your heart, all work together like one living system, built not for perfection, but for persistence. This is the science of longevity in its purest form. You don't need expensive machines. You don't need hours in the gym. You don't even need to move fast. What you need is consistency. The discipline to move every day, to breathe deeply, and to give your body the attention it deserves. Because when you take care of your body takes care of you. Studies from the National Institute on Aging have shown that people who practice daily stability and strength exercises not only live longer, they maintain independence, the freedom to walk, climb, cook, laugh, and enjoy the small things in life without fear or fatigue. That's the real goal. Not just to add years to your life, but life to your years. And the truth is, it's never too late to begin. Your muscles can still grow. Your heart can still adapt. Your mind can still rewire. Every day you move, every second you hold your balance, you're telling your body, I'm still here. I'm still strong. I'm still capable. Remember, it doesn't matter how old you are. What matters is how often you choose to begin again. So start small. Take one breath. Hold one stance. And let your body do what it was designed to do. Heal, strengthen, and thrive. Because movement isn't just exercise. It's communication. A message to every cell in your body saying, you're still alive. Keep going. So if you've found value in this journey today, share it with someone who needs to hear it. A friend, a parent, anyone who's forgotten how strong they really are. Because the real secret to longevity isn't hidden in a lab. It's already inside you, waiting to be awakened. One mindful movement at a time.